Have you ever wondered what's actually in that pint glass you're holding? It's not just beer. It's thousands of years of human history, innovation, and culture, all brewed into one delicious drink. Today we're uncapping the incredible story of beer, from its accidental discovery to the craft revolution that's taking over the world. So where did it all begin? Let's travel back in time, way back to ancient Mesopotamia, around 10,000 years ago. Picture this. Early farmers are gathering wild grains like barley. They store it, but some of it gets wet. Wild yeasts in the air get to work, and presto, a bubbly, slightly alcoholic porridge is born. This wasn't beer as we know it, but it was the beginning. It was likely thick, nutritious, and probably tasted a bit like sour liquid bread. But hey, it was a start. The Sumerians loved this stuff so much they even had a goddess of brewing, Ninkasi. We found poems dedicated to her that are basically ancient brewing recipes. Beer was a staple of their diet, a form of payment, and a crucial part of religious ceremonies. It was liquid bread, a gift from the gods. From Mesopotamia, the love for brewing spread to ancient Egypt. The Egyptians took it to the next level. They refined the process, brewing different styles and flavors. They even built massive breweries, where the workers building the Great Pyramids. Beer wasn't a luxury. It was part of their daily wages. Each worker received a daily ration of several liters of beer. It was a source of clean hydration, safer than water at the time, and packed with calories to fuel their hard labor. Just imagine, the wonders of the ancient world were literally built on bread and beer. As civilizations rose and fell, beer traveled across Europe. The Greeks and Romans were more into wine, often looking down on beer as a drink of barbarians. But for the Germanic and Celtic tribes in the north, beer was king. In the cold climates of northern Europe, where grapes couldn't grow, grains thrived. Brewing became a household chore, mostly done by women, the original brewsters. Each family had their own unique recipe, passed down through generations. The real game changer for beer came in the Middle Ages, with the rise of monasteries. Monks, with their dedication to perfection and record-keeping, turned brewing from a household craft into a science. They were the original quality controllers. They meticulously documented their processes, experimented with ingredients, and made huge improvements. And most importantly, they started using hops. Before hops, brewers used a mix of herbs and spices called grut to flavor and preserve their beer. But hops were a revelation. They added that bitter flavor we know and love, which balanced the sweetness of the malt, and they acted as a natural preservative, allowing beer to be stored longer and transported farther. Monasteries became the epicenters of brewing, and their beer was sought after far and wide. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries. This is where beer production went from small-scale craft to massive industry. The invention of the steam engine revolutionized breweries, allowing for mass production on a scale never seen before. Scientists like Louis Pasteur made groundbreaking discoveries about yeast and pasteurization, which made brewing more consistent and safer. This era gave us new inventions like the thermometer and the hydrometer, giving brewers unprecedented control over their product. It was also the golden age of lagers. Brewers in Bavaria perfected the art of cold fermentation, creating the crisp, clean lagers that would soon conquer the world. German immigrants brought their lager brewing skills to America, and iconic brands were born. But then, the 20th century brought major challenges. 2 world wars and prohibition in the United States decimated the brewing industry. When prohibition was repealed, only the largest, most industrial breweries had survived. For decades, the market was dominated by a handful of companies producing light, mass-produced lagers. Choice and variety dwindled. It seemed like the rich, diverse world of beer was fading away. But you can't keep a good drink down. By the 1970s, a quiet rebellion was brewing. Homebrewers in the US, tired of the lack of options, started experimenting in their garages and kitchens. They rediscovered old styles, played with new ingredients, and shared their creations. This was the spark that ignited the craft beer revolution. Small, independent breweries started popping up, first as a trickle, then as a flood. They weren't trying to compete with the big guys. They were focused on flavor, quality, and community. They brought back styles that had been forgotten for centuries: IPAs, stouts, porters, sours, and invented entirely new ones. And that brings us to today. We are living in a golden age of beer. There are more breweries and more beer styles available now than at any other time in history. From hazy IPAs bursting with tropical fruit flavors to rich, complex barrel-aged stouts, there's a beer out there for every palate. The craft revolution has gone global, with brewers from Japan to Brazil putting their own unique spin on things. It's a movement driven by passion, creativity, and a desire to connect back to something real and handcrafted. So the next time you pour yourself a cold one, take a moment to appreciate the journey it took to get to your glass. You're not just drinking a beverage, you're tasting a piece of history. A history of innovation, of culture, of community, and of human ingenuity that stretches back to the dawn of civilization. From a simple fermented grain porridge to the complex, flavorful brews of today, beer has always been by our side. It's a story that's still being written, one delicious pint at a time. Cheers to that. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories behind the things we love. See you next time.